What's happening, guys, and welcome back to our channel. Metal, an element that has often been misused by us humans. It's capable of so much, yet we only use it to fight, threaten, or worse. It has been put to good use over the years as well, and humanity has come up with metalworks that have changed the course of history forever. It is, as they say, everything is neutral and depends entirely upon how you use it. Here are 10 amazing metalwork processes you must see. Number 6. Chains. Surprisingly, the process of making chains is quite fascinating. If you ever do get the opportunity to observe for yourself how chains are made, do make sure to make the most of it. It is a process that is so exquisite and so sound, any perfectionist would melt after observing the process. The rod of wire is first spread forward and straightened out. It is then lubricated and passed through another set of, well, we can call them caves to keep things simple. It is after which the chains are then passed through an additional cave to strengthen and straighten them out. They are then rounded up into a C shape. Well, we don't want to underwhelm you by explaining the entire thing, so give it a watch for yourself. Chains are one of the most overlooked tools in the world today. They symbolize rigidity, harshness at times, and fear at other times. They also provide you with so many functions at the same time. You can lock your home, you can hide your most shameful memories away, and chain the entrance to the vicinity up forever. Chains are used to keep you safe from animal and people, but mostly it is people who could potentially end up hurting you. They are often used for working out as well, although this function can only be utilized by a handful of people, such as The Rock, Rambo, and the Terminator. Number 5. Aluminum bats. Contrary to popular belief, they don't make the handle first. We will not give you the entire story of how an aluminum baseball bat is made, but to give you an insight, it involves 2 to 3 sets of heavy-duty computers, 2 heavy-duty coats of paint, over 3 tons of force, some nice quality of aluminum, tape, and finally plastic. You can try to put these together without watching it yourself, but nobody likes a wise guy. Anyways, the bats are not so prominent in Major League Baseball, but everyone graduates from an aluminum bat to a wooden bat. Metal bats are often used by schools and colleges, especially schools, because the usual low mediocre quality bat doesn't last that long. Even a good quality bat available at that level doesn't last too long. It is imperative, therefore, that bats made of aluminum are made to the best of the quality they can be made at. Spoiler alert, well, we'll give you some context as to how the bats are made. Well, they are not bats at all first. They start out as small stubs of metal, and they are polished, stretched, pushed, pulled, colored, stickered, and then sent out for shipping. The pulling, pushing, and stretching are in no particular order. Another important role that such bats play is showmanship in professional wrestling, in movies, especially action movies. Number 4. Pumping iron. Another important and amazing piece of equipment without which the world would be in absolute tatters is iron, which is used to make weighted plates for gyms. Gyms where our athletes train, where we keep ourselves occupied and healthy. A lot of us find that the only thing that's keeping us going on some days is the gym. It is a source of relief and an escape. That escape would not have been there without the existence of weighted plate and other gym equipment. Imagine athletes training for competition without gym weights. You can't. It's miserable to think about it. Gym weights serve a very important purpose in our lives. By the way, there's good news too. You can also make some wherever you may be. All you need is some spare metal iron lying around, welding equipment, and a father. Any sort of father figure will do, actually. Number 3. Bottles. Unfortunately, we can't make this one at home, but at the same time, we can at least observe how it is done to better understand and reflect the true value of the finishing product. That being said, this is a summary of how metal bottles, the coolest ones, are made. Much like its cousin the baseball bat, the bottle too has to be stretched from a metal puck to what makes it into a sizable asset that it truly is. It is heated and washed as well. Washed and painted even more than its less fancy cousin the baseball bat. One thing to note about such bottles is that they never cease to be durable. They are so strong, and the only way to lose them is to be irresponsible. How the aluminum is manipulated to become a water container and how it potentially lasts forever, as in forever, is truly remarkable. And what's more, it can also be recycled. Yep, I got that part down as well. Number 2, sword. Well, we don't need to tell you how cool and amazing, yes both, an actual sword is. Metal can be bent into any shape and form, as you may have already been aware, and therefore can be used for any purpose. Fortunately, that particular purpose is no more. Instead, swords are now a means of getting ticket sales to rise by putting them up in either a display or at a rich people's auction. Although the ultimate process of how they're made cannot be denied. It takes days, sometimes even months, depending on the type of sword, but the results are never short of amazing. A sword's shine and glaze may make it dimmer and wane, but its legacy always lives on. Until a rich bloke buys it and keeps taking idiotic and stupid pictures with it. Number 1, axe. Do you know what's cooler than a sword? Two swords merged into a single shorter yet more dangerous weapon at the same time? An axe, of course. You may or may not differ, that's your call. But tell us this, every time you played a good video game, what's the terrifying bad guy holding as a weapon? Now moving on to more important stuff, that is how an axe is made. Well, you first measure and heat the metal until it melts, then you pour it into a mold, and then manually and painstakingly pressure it, stretch it, and thump it into the shape you want it to be in. Here was a list of some of the great metalworks that have been produced over the years. Due to the sheer quality of how common they may take the shine and glamour away from them a little bit, however, imagine going a day without these artifacts in your life. Well, hard, is it not? Do let us know your thoughts in the comments section below, while also hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel if you haven't already, so you can catch up on more awesome content such as this in the future. And with that, I'll be catching you guys later in another